Welcome back, guys. In this new YouTube video tutorial series on roof, I will be covering a more complex roof. So let's have a look at this roof framework. This roof framework is a little bit more complex. This has three pieces of hip roofs being combined to create one roof. Now, this might seem difficult, but it is as simple as ABC, as well as you understand the basic principles and rules that govern the drawing of a roof framework. The first one in this case is you want to ensure when a roof is as complex as this, you want to break it down into rectangles. And the first rule states that for a complex roof is that you want to break this down into the largest, draw the largest possible rectangle first, right? And in this case, the largest possible rectangle would have been from here to here. Yeah, would have been from here to here. So this would have been one rectangle, one large rectangle from here to here. This would have been another rectangle, and here would have been another rectangle. So that's the key. So let us focus on and create and use on this rectangle right here, the largest possible rectangle, which is this one, right? So the first step it would be to draw our ridge, which is in the middle, ridge board right here, or ridge in the middle here. And the next step is to establish the center here. Then I'm going to establish the edge for the ridge. Then I'm going to mark here. If you were to use AutoCAD, what you do, you could use a 45 degrees set square, zoom, and get that. For AutoCAD, you'd have a circle, draw a circle, center here, extend to here, then use a quadrant to get this part. So this would have been our first side. Second side would have been from here. Now we need to go up to the other side here and generate or the next part for this. So remember now that this is the largest possible rectangle here. That's rule number one. So I'm gonna use the same rule, transfer half of this distance here, transfer it here to get my hip. Or if you so inclined, you may use a 45 degree set square. So this now is our first piece of hip. See our first hip right there. Now the next step here is to deal with this part. So we're gonna treat this part as another rectangle. This as another rectangle right here. So from here, I will be establishing my center for this part here, the center for here. And again, I'll be drawing my ridge line from here to cut this right there. That is my ridge line from here to cut there. So from then and there, we know that here is a critical point. Right here is a critical point. Remember that our ridge line should be drawn through the longer side of the rectangle. Yeah? So this is our rectangle. This is our second rectangle and the ridge line is drawn through here. Our next step is to create our hip, is to create the hip right here. And to create our hip, we simply transfer that distance there, which would have been here. Then I join from here to there, join from here to there. Yeah, to get my second part. Then I could brighten up this piece right here because I know that this end right here is not generated from a corner. So this all of this section right here will have to go. So we would brighten up from here to there and from here to there. This should also be bright. This should also be retained. Yeah. Now we know that our rafters, I could brighten up the side as well. and as well as this side. Now, we know based on the rule that rafters, hip rafters must be drawn, hip or valley rafters must be drawn from every corner. So here is no exception. And of course, we bisect the angle here. If we were to bisect this, it would fall exactly here, right there. So this would fall right here into that valley. And let's now go across to, so this side is basically done. Let's now treat this section of the roof. So again, we create a rectangle here from here to here, yeah, and we establish here our ridge line would be here parallel to this side right here, and then we transfer the half of this to here, then we join from here to there, and from here to there. And again, if you're to use AutoCAD, you would simply draw a circle here. You draw a circle here, circle center here, extend to here, then use a quadrant to get that. So our next step is to extend this ridge outward. Extend this ridge out here. So now the critical point is where this hip cuts this ridge, which is right there. So this section here would be removed. Then we join from here. Again, we bisect the angle that is formed here. And when we bisect this angle, this will automatically falls right there, fall in place. Right there. So everything basically falls in place as you go. And before you realize it, we have created our roof framework. We have created our roof framework for this. So I'm gonna go through now and brighten up all the lines. Yeah. So now the next thing is to establish our ridge. So we have one ridge here, which means that rafters are gonna run perpendicular to this, which is gonna run there. We have our second ridge here, which means that rafters are gonna be running here, perpendicular to this. We have another ridge here, which means that rafters will be running in this direction, right? So we could start here, always start at a corner with my rafters there, offset that by how much? 600 on center. Offset this from there, 600, or draw parallel lines there. Yeah. And of course, we start our ridge from here, from right here again. And then we offset that. And if we were to offset our mirror, it would end up right here. So these should end up right here as well. Very important. Then we start here. Then probably have one there. We start here. Then work our way out. Work our way out. Yeah, start in the middle. Then work our way out. And everything should fall in place. Now, all these angles are at 45 degrees, so everything should fall in place nice and smooth. Yeah. And here this is a ridge, so this is supposed to run perpendicular. Yeah. And these supposed to run like this. Yeah. This comes here like that. This starts in the middle, then offset that to get that. And this is a ridge, so this should be perpendicular to that, which would eventually falls in place with that. All right, so everything basically falls in place once your rafter is correct. So that is basically how your rafter should look for a complex roof like this. It is important to note that CSEC will not send any drawing, any roof this complex, but in reality, in the real world, you'll find roofs like this that you'll need to draw. All right.